All right, we should be on the air. We apologize, folks. We'll have the stream up here right now. We had an internet outage in Boulder that we had to be patient for, but it is back up now, so thanks for joining us. You're tuned in to University of Colorado Men's Lacrosse on the University of Men's Lacrosse channel with Joe Paris and Derek Michelson and Tanner Bergamo here with you. Excuse me. On your Sunday or your Saturday afternoon. Still trying to figure this out, so we'll have the game up. We got to figure out the rest of this. So hold on. All right, now we should be good to go, Derek. I think we're up and running.
I think so, hopefully.
All right, can you give us a brief recap? We put the score back up.
Because I was working on the same as you were, so.
Okay, well, with 10:48 remaining here in the first quarter, we are tied 1-1, Utah and Colorado here on Saturday afternoon. A beautiful day for lacrosse in Boulder. Apologize for the delay. Had some unforeseen circumstances. 1-1, though. Utah here in their red and black. Really good look here as Utah has it in the offensive half here in the first quarter. Just getting all our items to go. And Colorado will bring it down the other end of the field. Ben Wharton's got it for the Buffs. He'll send it across the field to Charlie Richard. Clayton will come after it with one arm. All right, I think we're ready to call the game. Here we go. Now we got everything figured out. I wonder if... Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Okay. Then we are on. Okay. Colorado's got it now. It'll come across to Jake Gonzalez. Takes a big shot. That one will go high on the goaltender, Q Sweeney. Sorry, Swinney. Across comes Hunter Molnar. Molnar will send it back to Gonzalez. Colorado had a big win on Friday night against their bitter rival BYU. 15-10 victory there, so the Buffs looking to go 2-0 here on the weekend. Wharton in behind for Colorado. Back to the far side will be picked up. Gonzalez will trot back and forth as he'll handle to the left now. Looks into a skate. Instead goes to Wiesner. Wiesner with a blast, and he scores. Top right-hand corner. 2-1 Colorado. Really good look, though, for the Buffs there. They took their time, and against BYU, they had a very fast pace, but we're seeing here, so far this afternoon, a deliberate pace. Simple Saturdays, that's what they say. So 2-1 Colorado with 8:54 remaining in the first quarter from Kittredge Field in Boulder, Colorado. Joe Paris, Derek Michelson, and Tanner Bergamo here calling the action. A big shot from the right-handed Connor Boss. Boss will send it out of bounds. It'll be retrieved, though, by Cameron Redmond. Matthew Dykes will take it. Plays back to the near side for Luke Granny. Utes will move the ball around the circle here. Behind is Austin Crowley. Dykes will play back and forth to O'Brien. Controlled on the far side. That's Joe Red. Red in behind. Grenier goes right at Shaparski. Stops on the doorstep, and it looks like he got his feet in the crease. So it'll be a turnover as the goaltender Jensen Makarov will take it for Colorado. Derek, what do you think Colorado needs to do this afternoon to keep the pace they held against BYU on Friday?
Well, against Utah, both teams are so far on defense are giving zone looks. So they're going to have to be smart with their passing, and they're going to have to be pretty disciplined. Basically, it's just going to be you're not going to beat a zone by using your feet. So you're going to have to play as a team today, and I think that's what both teams are going to try to force each other to do. So we'll have to see how that progresses. But so far, both teams are just working the ball around, trying to probe to find the weak spots of the zone, if you will.
Ben Parker will send it across to Matt Dykes. Dykes will go around Zane O'Brien. Lofts it in behind. Utes will take some time here. At X will be Redmond. Redmond will have it taken away. A really good stick check there by Nick Cottrell. Cottrell today stepping in for the injured Penn Lukens. Penn sidelined on Friday night, so the freshman Nick Cottrell steps up this afternoon. And he's a local kid. He's from Aspen, Colorado. And one of the young guys that you know will be the anchors of the Colorado defense here in the next few years. And a big shot goes wide there from Kian Reno. Picked up by Quentin Swinney. Q will drop it off in behind. Back and forth they'll go as the goaltender will receive a pass and he'll run behind his own net as he'll be chased down by Hart Wise. Push down now to Ben Parker. Parker will try to run away from the Colorado defense, and we're going to get the warning call on as the ball will come out of the cross. John Clayton will pick it up now for Colorado. He'll trot back the other way. Sends it across to the near side for Reno. Drops it there in the slot as GB for a skater to go after. Somehow finds its way in the cross of Wise. Big shot from Clayton is.
But we're going to get a push here, so it's going to be Colorado ball.
Clayton got pushed from Justin Walker.
And that's not a smart play. We're going to get a timeout here, it looks like, for Colorado, but that's just not a smart play for Utah. You know, your goalie has the ball. He's trying to set his clear and get that going, and you know, just an unnecessary kind of push from behind and pushing Clayton into the crease. So that's gonna deaden the play and give Colorado the ball back in the offensive zone. So not how you want to start this game, really, if you're Utah playing sloppy defense like that.
And I don't know how we did it, but we somehow got this broadcast up and running. We ran into every problem you could have imagined.
It was pretty interesting. Some problem-solving skills there.
The internet went down, but we got it back up.
We're going on a hotspot, by the way, so if it does fall out at some point, please tweet in at us or let us know as much as you can, and we'll try to get it back up. But hopefully this 4G hotspot holds up.
Yeah, the university recycles its they recycle the internet every single year, and it happened yesterday, and we didn't know.
Nobody told us, yeah.
Yeah, and apparently you have to register each domain or something, and we weren't registered through our technology, so we were blocked because they don't want people coming in and doing pirate broadcasts of lacrosse. Because that's what they'd be doing. Tanner, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Joe. It's
Tanner,
a little hot, but
well, you're wearing a flannel.
Yeah.
Brought that one on yourself.
We're gonna
Did you get baseball scores over there?
I sure am.
Are the Mets
Okay,
winning?
yeah, how they doing?
Right now, 4-8. Boston's Boston's winning 4-8 against Joe's Blue Jays.
Please don't tell me that.
Pittsburgh is losing 3-1 to Cincinnati. Yep,
All right.
that's an update.
There's your
there.
MLB
There's your
recap.
Tanner Bergamo MLB recap.
Trevor Story is not homered yet because they're not playing yet. So that
Just
update,
give it a couple hours,
yeah,
apparently.
exactly. That update will come later tonight.
That is unbelievable, dude.
Yeah, that guy he's a good ball player.
He is a good ball player. So, no, honestly, so the Ethernet wasn't working earlier, Derek, because I'm still locked out on the computer, so hold on a second.
Is that because that one's not registered, maybe?
Yeah. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. I give up. It doesn't matter. Hopefully the broadcast. If the broadcast stops going, please tweet in at me, and then we'll fix it.
30-second penalty against number 5 for the Buffaloes.
Colorado will take a penalty. It'll go against Max Wiesner. He'll get a 30-second penalty for pushing. So Utah will go man up here as they trail 2-1 with 5:57 remaining in the first quarter of today's action. Chase Duncan will take it and push it back up top to Graney. Back to Duncan. Duncan thought about throwing that one towards the cage. A big shot. Bounced right in front of Makarov. And Jordan Chaparsky will scoop it up for Colorado.
Easy save for Makarov there. Shooter dropped his front shoulder, so you knew he was kind of aiming towards that ground and trying to bounce that one home. So easy save for Makarov, a top-tier goaltender from that far out. That's a shot that Colorado's happy to give Utah.
Good shot from Ben Willows. Better save, though, by the goaltender, Swinney. In behind for Reno. Molnar on the far end. Back up top to Wiesner. Wiesner will trot across to the near side. Across to Gonzalez. Gonzalez in behind to X to Willows. Out of Molnar. The bigger Molnar will split the double team. Takes a shot. And that one goes wide and will bounce into the netting. Buffs will move it around here as we're back to evens. Molnar from the top of the box. Back to Wiesner. Wiesner stutter steps to the right. Drops in behind, and it looks like Swinney actually got a piece of that one.
Well, he was trying to hit Hart coming around Hart-Wise back at X, coming around the crease. He was hitting him basically at the start of Wise's run where he was going to try to dodge around crease and go far side and hit that.
What a shot there from Jake Gonzalez, elevating off the left foot and putting that top left-hand corner. 3-1 Colorado. That was impressive.
Yeah. It's a relatively easy shot for him. You know, anybody at this level, if you're coming down that alley, all it is basically just kicking that leg over, which gets your hips to twist and gives you that power behind your shot, and you just blew it past them. It's really as simple as that on that shot.
4:47 remaining here in the first quarter from Boulder. Colorado leads 3-1 over the Utes. Utah got the first goal of the game, but it's been 3 straight now for the Buffs. And we'll get a face-off violation on Colorado. The Utes will bring it in transition. Cameron Redmond to the near side. He'll at David Bicker. Cottrell will go right at Bicker as he'll file off and pass off to Austin Porter. This is Jordan Fry for the first time. Fry will be chased away by the long pole. That's Hunter Knowles giving him the business up top there. Great hustle play by Hunter Knowles. Forces the pass now to Porter to the near side. Porter will draw the defense from Emery Rust. Porter gets around Rust, but give him a little bit of a shove, knock him off balance. Back to Porter there on the near side with 3:57 remaining in the first quarter. To the far side, Matthias Shade. Shade back up top now to Fry. Deliberate pace here early for the Utes. Centered in front, and the ball gets knocked out of the cross of Bicker at the last second. And looks like Makarov got out of the net just in time and beat everyone to the end line, so a Colorado possession. Really good hustle play for the Buffs. Russ will take it for Colorado, looking to use his wheels to clear this one on his own, and Emery will clear off into the offensive half. Looking for Chris Boland on the run. Kendall Jackson breaks it up momentarily, but Escada comes up with it for Colorado. Around the bend he'll go. Broken up by the stick of Connor Fulmer. And the Utes have forced another Colorado turnover. Good defense from both squads to get things going on Saturday afternoon. It was beautiful all afternoon until the game started. Now the clouds are coming in along with the wind, as forecasted by Tanner.
That's true. I called that, Joe. Hence the flannel.
Yep. Now I look dumb. Another turnover now on the Utah end. Makarov will play it all the way to the far side of the field for Menendorp. Brian Menendorp, the defenseman freshman. Got some good playing time the other day, and now he's getting some tonight as Wiesner with a shot on the run. That one will bounce off into the netting behind. Back to Wiesner. Over to Willows. Stavig now. And picked off by Utah. Back the other way for the Utes is Jackson. Jackson will go back to the goaltender. Swinney will throw a long field pass. That one off the mark. He was looking for Cameron Redmond from the entire length of the field away, and he's off the mark on that one. With a minute 47 remaining here in the first quarter, Colorado leads 3-1. Rust is going to draw the double team here, and he's going to have to run away from that one, and he does. Emery Rust, a very good clear on his own. Back the other way for Colorado, it's Willows. Wiesner to the far side for Molnar. Molnar will switch hands to the left as he'll carry in behind Gideli, taking a stick there from Caden Byer.
It's not the worst thing in the world, but Ben Willows has to have a little more confidence in his stick there for Colorado. He had his defenders turned his back and was about 6 yards away from him, and just take a couple more steps in and fire a shot. He had a wide open lane, so that just goes back to having a little more confidence in your stick. Colorado could add another goal there.
Swinney with a good save there from the shot by Hunter Molnar. Across midfield comes Dykes. Dykes will play it off in front in a big collision, as that one will bounce up and out of the air. As we'll get a whistle and a push on Colorado, so the Utes will stay here. 51.6 seconds remaining in our first. Shade will trot off as the Utes will get ready to restart. It'll be Chase Duncan. Down to Red. 35 to go in the quarter. Sloan takes a shot there from Gonzalez. Gonzalez will chase Sloan all the way to the top of the box. 25 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Across Crum-Medendorp. Shot on net low on Makarov, and Jensen will make an easy save there as time will trickle away with 14 seconds remaining in the first. Colorado has time maybe for one quick shot if they get up the field.
I don't think they realize how much time is left, the way that he's just kind of jogging up the field here. He doesn't understand that there's only 2 seconds left.
Escada takes a shot, and not a bad one, as time expires here in the first quarter of play. After one, our score 3-1, Colorado leads. Again, thank you for all joining us on your Saturday afternoon. We had some technical problems, but in classic CU Lacrosse broadcast fashion, we figured it out.
That we did.
Not every day we figure it out, but today we figured it out. We spent so much time figuring out that Ethernet cable, and it doesn't even work. Oh, well. How are you guys?
You guys are both on your phone.
Well, I'm tweeting back to everyone.
I was gonna let Tanner go first, but
I'm great, Joe. That's all I have to add.
Care to expand?
No, I don't care to expand. I was very hot earlier. Now it's cooling off, and I'm loving it.
All right.
I do apologize at home. We couldn't do HD today.
Oh,
So I went to get that HDMI cable for no reason, Joe? Is that what you're telling me?
No, we still need the HDMI
it's
cable.
got to connect to something.
We're just not in HD because we got locked out of the
the
university stuff. I have nothing to say.
Joe, how are your allergies today?
They're great.
How's that going?
The allergies are great. Thank you for all of those who tweeted at me concerned about my health on Friday night. I am much better today. Also, shout out to Boulder Coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Boulder Coffee's actually going to be sending us some coffee today. It was a joke, and they took it seriously because they're awesome. So shout out to Boulder Coffee for sending us some free coffee. We don't have it today, but we'll have it next week. So thanks for the support, Boulder Coffee. 3-1 after one quarter of play, though. Colorado wearing their new gray uniforms. I think they look great.
Good. It seems like we're running kind of with almost an extended quarter break here. Seems like this has gone a little unusually long. The referees had a quick conference about something, so I wonder if they were maybe checking on a potentially illegal stick, but they didn't throw a flag, so it looks like it's good to go.
Whose stick do they have? I think it's Kelly Stavig's. It is Kelly's. Kelly is playing with a legal stick, so we are good to go.
It's always a good thing we don't break the rules.
Yeah. Hope that sun comes out because it is.
I doubt it.
Coming back a little bit.
Don't want that to happen.
Make sure to tweet in at Joe Paris, at Derek Michelson on Twitter with anything. Literally anything. Derek got a he got his Twitter handle back, the good one back, because the other one was too confusing.
Yeah, Joe told me that you shouldn't have special characters, and I had one, so I tried to shorten it, but went back to the original, I guess.
Back to the original. Good job there by Simbo on the face-off with Clark Salami out for the rest of the year. Simbo has stepped up beautifully all year long. In front for Clayton. That one goes under the stick as the sun does come out, for all of you wondering at home. Kian Reno will play it back up top this time. Cross for Gonzalez, now to Molnar. Molnar on the run, looking for an option in behind. And here's Gonzalez with a huge rip, and he's looking top right corner with that one, and that's a bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
That's why we gave him a headset.
Yep, Bob Euchre.
Here's Escada in front for Molnar. Now to Wiesner. A shot from Clayton. That actually hit the goalie, Q Swinney. That one doesn't feel good, but Swinney makes the save. Swinney looking good so far here, up to the tough offensive challenge from the Buffs, and there goes everything with the wind. Here's Molnar. Molnar on the run will be pushed off by his progress by Boss. Connor Boss on the all-name team for sure. In front, shot, and they score. Hart Wise will get a goal, and then I'll make it 4-1 Colorado.
Pretty easy bang-bang play there, but good job by Wise to understand that that's one of those where you just got to get the shot off, kind of quick stick it as he's decreasing his angle very quickly the way that he was running. So good job by him to just catch and release that immediately, not even think about it or cradle. There are times where sometimes you want to give that extra fake on the goalie, but that was a situation where the goalie was sliding basically post to what he thought was the other post, so he was sliding pretty aggressively and quickly across. So good job by Hart Wise there to bury that one.
Getting our first tweet of the afternoon from Kate. Kate says, "Go Blake," from Mom in Rhode Island. Shout out to Kate. Glad you're joining us here today. Last night, Kate was watching Friday night, she was watching the game on an airplane.
Thursday night.
Thursday night? What day is it? Who
It's
cares?
Saturday.
Doesn't matter what day it is.
That's what happens when Joe gets sick. He loses track of what's going on in the world.
I am so sick. It's unbelievable. But shout out to Kate, who was watching the game Thursday night on a plane. I think that's our first documentation of someone watching on a plane, which is super cool. And now she's watching at home. As the wind picks up behind us, Bolin will pass on to Wiesner, who's onto the field. Wiesner back to the near side for Bolin. Bolin looking for an option in down low. It'll hit the stick of Russ and bounce right down. Emery will have to chase that to the corner. Being chased there by Bayer. It'll go out of bounds. It'll be a Utah ball.
Good attempt at a save by Emery. It was a good hustle play, but just unable to keep it in when he tossed it back over his shoulder. That part was clean. It was when the ball bounced and then bounced out of bounds is where they got the whistle.
Here's Austin Porter for the Utes, in down for David Bicker. Bicker, the junior from Skyline High School, will play it back up top. I feel like there's a Skyline High School in every state. It's just a very
I was going to say, is that
name.
a different Skyline than Longmont Skyline?
There's a bunch of Skyline High Schools.
Okay.
There's always a Regis High School, a Skyline High School, a North and a South High School. There is. Chase Duncan, who went to Highland High School.
That sounds like a generic one as well.
I could just be making these up. There's Ben Parker, who also went to Skyline High School. I'll tell you, though, Matthias Shade, who has the ball right now, he went to Juan Domingo Catholic High School. That's
definitely a unique one.
That's that one. Yep. The only one that went to that.
Colorado's got numbers here.
Big shot there from the long pole, Jackson Marlowe from Oaks Christian High School. If you didn't know, I have everyone's high school written down. And I have their height and weight, but I usually leave that out because no one really cares how much you weigh.
And that's usually fabricated a little on these sheets.
Oh, all these guys lie. How tall are you? 6'2". You're not 6'2".
You're 5'8".
You're 5'11". Here comes Duncan up the field. Duncan's got some speed and some really cool red socks that matches cleats. He's wearing a left shoe that is white and a right shoe that is red.
All about the school colors there, I guess.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Now,
that's an expensive setup, though.
Here's what I noticed, though. I think Shade and Bicker probably wear the same size shoe because Bicker's got the alternate. He's got the white left and the red. No, hold it on. Yeah, he has the white shoe on the right foot.
No, I
think
what we have here is the outsides are white and the insides are red.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's kind of like two-toned in that way.
Oh.
Yep.
Would have been cooler if they went out, bought 2 pairs of shoes, and just flip-flopped them. All right.
Well, I'm glad we figured that out.
Yeah,
cleared that one up
Very,
pretty fast.
very pressing issue.
That's why you're here.
Exactly.
That's great. Colorado leads 4-1 with 10:56 remaining here in the first half from John Premperton Field in Boulder. Austin Porter will make a run as he'll be pushed off by the defender, Hunter Knowles. Parker Ika. Oh, boy, he goes down. That does not feel good when you slip on this turf. I will say, we have one of the best playing surfaces in the MCLA on this turf, but if you slip and fall on any turf, it always stings a little bit.
Yeah, the turf burn.
Yeah, that's what they call it, turf burn.
Yep. It's like a carpet burn, but
Not
on
to,
the turf.
not to be confused with freezer burn, which I didn't know was a thing until pretty recently.
That's a true story. Joe told me that one.
Didn't know. I was like, freezer burn, no, that's not a thing. But it is. Zane O'Brien takes this one all the way down on the doorstep looking for Wise. Wise goes down. He'll get rid of the ball, though. They'll call it a shot, so it'll stay here with Colorado. Scooped up by Ben Wharton. Now to Clayton. Clayton with a really good dip and dive move. And coming out of the net, though, is Swinney to grab that one. Swinney will recoil back here to the near side. He'll be chased away by Wharton. Swinney, who waft that one to the far side to Kendall Jackson. This one will come from Sundberg. Back to Swinney. Swinney, as you'll notice here this afternoon, he's one of the most mobile goaltenders in the conference. He's not afraid to send a long field pass, as we've seen. He's got a lot of talent in setting the ball out of the goalie stick, which is really hard to do. As a former goaltender myself, I will say I had a lot of trouble throwing the ball.
For one game.
No, I played more than one game. I played at least.
Played one game.
No, there was one game where my famous story happened.
Yeah.
But no, I played about 20, 30 games in high school.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
And then I played some indoor too. But I wouldn't call myself a former player because I was terrible. I was not good at sports. Carrie Stavig, Kelly's mom, tweets in, "Go Buffs" from Kyle and Carrie. Stavig watching from PDX.
PDX. Where's PDX?
Is that Phoenix?
That'd be PHX.
What's PDX? What's PDX?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, where's he from?
Well,
we can maybe solve this
we could
ourselves.
probably look this up ourselves. I know that, I think, hold on, let's see if I can remember this. Kelly went to, hold on.
Are you not looking?
I'm not looking. I think he went to, like, Sunset High School. Is that right?
I don't know. I'm
let's see. Did Kelly go to Sunset High School?
Where's he at on here?
14. Or, excuse me. Yeah, 14.
Yeah. Yep, Sunset.
Hey! I knew it. Kelly went to Sunset High School. See, I told you I know the high schools. That's the thing. When you're a broadcaster, you're like, I'll just see if I can, like, learn all these.
Just quiz yourself as you go.
Couldn't do the table of elements for chemistry, but I can tell you where anyone went to high school.
Priorities.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, every single game this year. I don't know what it is.
I called it. I told you guys it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. At least it's not cold today.
Yes,
but
it feels good. Like right now, it feels good. But
Yeah,
But trash is flying onto the field.
that's
now.
not. Yeah, that's never good.
There goes trash.
Napkin and looks like half a hamburger.
I remember Mitch Fenton, former national champion goaltender, Mitch Fenton, now an assistant coach here. There was trash on the field during a game, and he just put it all in the goal. He just, like, shoveled it all in the goal. It was really smart, though. No, it was smart because then it wouldn't go flying because it's in the net.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, though.
Back to play, 9:17 remaining here in the second quarter. Colorado leads 4-1 over the Utah Utes. Second game of the weekend for Colorado. They knocked off BYU 15-10 on Thursday night.
I don't know if you can count it knocked off.
They won.
Well, they won, yeah. BYU wasn't.
They were higher ranked.
Were they?
Yeah, they were sixth, and I think we're
Okay.
seventh or eighth.
All right.
Doesn't matter. It's a good game, though.
Yeah.
And for those of you wondering at home, Buffs fans that didn't hear the news, this Tuesday we will have the makeup game from the snowed out game against ASU from 2 weeks ago. So Tuesday at 7 p.m. we will be here with the broadcast if you can't make it out, but come on out to Kittredge Field on Tuesday, 7 p.m. ASU in Colorado. Should be a good one. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Rematch of a national championship from a few years ago.
That's true. 2 years ago, the national championship. A lot has changed, though, since then.
Oh, yeah.
Around the bench, shooting and scoring is Utah.
Oh, that's good. Looked like the ref was reaching for his flag, and he was really close to throwing it, and I was just about to say it could be.
I think that was Luke Graney that scored on that one.
And got a trainer out on the field to check on him. He's staying down, so hopefully he's all right.
Portland, Oregon. That's where Kelly's down.
Is that what PDX is?
Yeah, Portland, Oregon. Hey,
Wow.
Carrie?
I wonder how that...
I knew what high school he went to. I just had no
what the
clue who it
DX
was.
is then in there.
That just might be a thing.
Maybe.
Pacific Northwest. Love the Pacific Northwest. I think it's the most underrated part of our country. I do.
Okay.
Very brave. They always get the weather fronts before anyone else. All right. 8:16 remaining here in the first half. 4-2 our score. Colorado leads over Utah. Thanks for joining us on your beautiful Saturday. Good GB battle. Jack Polk will grab this one, though, for Colorado. He'll sprint back into his own end, looking for options. He'll roll it across to Jensen Makarov, and Jensen will play it off to George Chaparski. Chaparski will come the other way as he'll be chased down the field by Cameron Redmond. Redmond and Chaparski will meet up here as Jordan will run away from him with the long ball there. And he looks like he was going to go right to the net. Instead, it'll roll off to Wharton. Wharton up top here for Molnar. Molnar changes hands on the run. He goes lefty. Didn't quite get his hands free with the shooting alley he wanted, so he'll recoil off to the top of the box. Across the field now for Wiesner. Wiesner on the run. Sent in behind for Wharton. Now back to Molnar, who takes a shot, and a good save there. The rebound will come all the way out as roll out of bounds, and I think this will be Colorado ball as Swinny had the last touch. 7:18 remaining here in the second quarter. Here's the local boy, Jake Gonzalez from Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado. Big shot from Molnar. That one will skip just past the crease. So
I think it was actually Wiesner.
Oh, excuse me, that was Wiesner. Back to Molnar. Molnar to Wiesner at the top of the box. Off to the left now. Gonzalez wide open. Takes a big rip. Look at top right. He beat the goaltender to the spot, but the ball wasn't on cage.
Yeah, well, it was the right area to shoot at. He had a goaltender kind of screen on the near side, and he was poking his head around the near post instead of on that far post. So he had the right side to shoot at, but just missed the mark by a little bit.
Molnar in behind for Wharton. Back to the near side for Wiesner. What a shot. That one goes off the crossbar high. Ooh. That was a rocket. Get it back to him.
Yeah, he's calling for it again,
He
and they're giving him space, too.
That was a great nugget there from Sundberg. Chad Sundberg getting in the passing lane between Clayton and Wiesner. Pretty impressive. Oh, wow. Diving across there is Wise. Hart Wise with a huge play. Back and forth comes Colorado. Molnar on the doorstep. Wise wants it. He takes it and scores.
And right there, all young attackmen or aspiring attackmen need to go back and rewatch that play because Hart Wise set up that play by running and riding. Everybody says attackmen don't run. Well, you have to do that. You have to ride. He sets that play up, and he's rewarded with his own goal as the pass goes back to him.
5-2 Colorado lead. 6:17 remaining in the first half. You talk about an energizer play of the game. That's got to be it. That was awesome. He dove across, knocked the ball out of the air, and then he scored.
Hard-hitting analysis from Joe Perry.
That's about as much analysis as I can do. Derek does the
Good
analyzing.
stuff.
I tell everyone what high school everyone went to. That's my job. Russell grabbed this one after the collection of bodies there after the face-off. We each are good at a certain set of skills. Well, Derek's good at about everything, but that's all right.
I just make it up as I go.
Yeah. Boland on the run, takes a shot. You can see where he's looking on that one, just outside the cage, though. 5:48 remaining in the first half. Buffs on top 5-2 over the Utah Utes. A technical Pac-12 game, but not. We don't have the Pac-12 for now. On the run is Stavig. Stavig looks in behind. Skata will miss that one. Soccered forward by Sundberg. Skata, though, doesn't give up on the play, and he comes up with a ground ball. Another good thing for the attackman to look at is don't give up on those ground balls. Heavy shot from Boland goes outside. Backed up, though, by Colorado. Wart will trot in to grab that one again. I just realized something. 5 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. Colorado leads 5-2. Buffs on top by a few goals here.
Timeout, Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado's going to take a timeout. Let's see if we have any tweets. And we don't.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything about it.
Oh, gosh. Stuffy nose, I'll tell you that.
At least you're not dying on air, though.
That's true.
Plus.
Thursday night, there was some concern. I wasn't...
What was the final results of the poll? Did we ever figure it out?
Yeah, 70%. We took a poll during Thursday night's broadcast, and 70% of the fans at home thought I should go see a doctor.
And he didn't.
And I did.
Of course not.
We went to King Soopers instead, and I got some gluten-free NyQuil.
It's true, gluten-free, believe it or not.
Is that a thing? That's a thing?
At King Soopers, it had the
Wow.
tag. It says gluten-free on it, so... If you're wondering,
Is it typically made with gluten?
could tell
That
you.
seems like a weird thing to put in that. I don't know what.
The checkout guy at King Soopers thought I was making it up.
Bread is actually a primary ingredient in NyQuil because it makes you sleepy. Yep, that's all I have to add.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that bread makes you sleepy. It's the carbs. You eat a lot of carbs. You want to sit there.
You haven't had a carb
I haven't had.
since-
Yeah, 2006 about. I haven't had a
Really?
carb.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I'm on a carbon-free diet. No carbon.
No carbon. Yeah,
No
you don't
carbon.
want that.
Can't
Yeah.
have carbon.
It's generally not good for your body.
Well, look at my body, dude. Carbon-free.
Got the
Do we
rock
want
over
a
there.
shot of that? Do
No.
we want a shot of that body?
I think
I
we
that
do,
happens.
actually.
No.
We got a game going.
4:56
All right.
remaining in the first half. Colorado on top 5-2. Back to the near side, now to the far side for Gonzalez. Gonzalez will cradle in behind. Now it's Wise. Hart Wise played a really good game here this afternoon. Boland, with Colorado showing some pace here. Escada on the run, takes a shot, kicked away there by Swinney. Swinney's made some really nice saves today. Stays here, though, with Colorado. Did you notice during the break it wasn't windy at all?
Yeah.
Gonzalez to the far side now. He'll handle it around the defenseman, Ika. Now to Weezer. Huge shot, and that's the second crossbar he's hit here in the corner. And here comes Ika the other way. Parker Ika on the run. The freshman going coast to coast. He'll take a big check there.
And they're going to get a flag, actually.
Yeah, I think Nick Cottrell's going to get called there for running into Ika.
That was a big blow.
Unnecessary
Analysis.
roughness.
Thanks.
Unnecessary roughness is going to be the call.
Big shot.
1 minute penalty.
1 minute penalty.
1 minute penalty against number 27 for the Buffaloes. Unnecessary roughness at 4:08.
Pretty interesting that now we have a PA system that works. We
Yeah,
can
well,
hear everything.
Yeah, it's because we have one designed for outdoors
Yeah,
now.
can they hear that on the broadcast?
It's
Maybe.
sort of coming through. I can
Okay.
sort of hear it in the headphones.
We'll just repeat it anyways.
Yeah, it is nice
That's
for
okay.
us to just hear it at least. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a plus.
So we can report back that the new PA system is good. Granny, up top now. Utah will move the ball man up here with 3:43 remaining in the first half. Moving forward is Duncan. Shade. Back to Granny. Big shot. Oh boy, that one.
And that's just a settle shot right there for Utah. They weren't getting any looks because what they were trying to do is they're trying to get Colorado to flex on that zone. So that way their short stick comes up out of the center instead of being buried, and to give them maybe a slightly better open look. And they're just, Colorado's not doing it because they're not really spaced out enough to force Colorado to do that. Now they're starting to spread themselves out a little more. But that was just plainly a settle shot right there. Utah needs to do a better job with this opportunity here.
Back to even. Blake Irwin will run onto the field for Colorado. Irwin had a really good game against BYU on both ends of the field. Maybe his best of the year. .250 remaining in the first half. Buffs on top by 3 goals. Around the corner comes Grady. Up top for Chase Duncan. Freshman will move it in down low to David Bicker. Bicker will run away from Shaparski as he'll coil off here.
A couple too many moves there at X. Which he's got to catch that ball and realize there's nobody with within about 6 yards of him, and that extra like jab step back towards X was really unnecessary, and it allowed Colorado to recover on defense and get in the way and limited his potential to score on that shot.
Far side now for Bicker. Bicker will have it taken away by Shaparsky and picked up by O'Brien. 2:08 remaining here in the second. Zane O'Brien will run it down the length of the field. Shaparsky in front. Marlowe in front. He scores. Jackson Marlowe. The sophomore, the defensive long pole, who's very rarely on this end of the field, will get a tally. And that'll get the boys excited.
Well, he did a good job. He dropped his stick for a brief second, which caused Utah's goaltender to drop his as well and try to match, because he thought he was just basically going to try to essentially dump it by his feet. And so when he dropped his stick and his arms went down, that gave him a lot of space to shoot up top, and that's just where he ended up shooting and burying it. So that's, as I was talking earlier with Hartwise's shot, that was a situation where you didn't want to throw those fakes, but there for Colorado, since he had the space and the opportunity, it was a good job, and the goaltender saw him come in the entire way. It was a good job by throwing a couple fakes and getting an open look for yourself in that regard.
6-2 Colorado with the minute 48 remaining here in the first half. Utah is down low. That one goes off the side of the net. And they're going to say Utah was in the crease on that one, so Colorado will come up with it. It's Jordan Shaparsky. Here comes Rust up the field. Kean Reno now, rather. Kean in down low. Big shot goes off the bar from Rust.
And on to 36.
And that goes to the highway, 36.
Actually, you still see it bouncing
still,
across the
it's still
highway.
Going up there.
It actually
that made
hit
it to that apartment complex.
It hit
that
the
they're building.
construction fence across the highway. That was impressive.
I'm not going to get that one. Moldar up top for Gonzalez to the near side. Oh, God.
That's how we saw Penn Lukens go down the other day.
It turned out it hit Penn in, like, the ear.
Yep.
So that's why he...
And that's where not a lot of padding is on those helmets,
Yeah.
so that's why it really did a little damage on him.
And Moldar will whiff on that shot. If you watched Thursday night, you saw that the ball looked like it hit Penn in the face mask. It actually hit him on the side of the helmet. He had a bloody ear, and he's out for today. He's taking the day off. Here's Gonzalez with the shot. He scores. Jake Gonzalez will put that one in bottom to the right. High percentage shot with 56.1 seconds remaining in the first half. I sound so stuffed up, it's unbelievable.
You do.
I will blow my nose at halftime, for those wondering at home. Who was it? Oh, one of the moms brought me Kleenex, and that was really nice of her.
Oh.
She did. Look. She gave me
I was wondering where those came
She brought
from.
me a whole thing of Kleenex. Should I heard you were sick?
Oh,
And I
well,
brought you some Kleenex.
That's very lovely.
It was very nice of her. I will say this: we have
Yes.
we have the greatest parents in the league. Great
I
supporters,
think
great
so.
fans, great field, great coach.
It's just great, Joe.
Everything's
Life is
great. Everything. Life is great.
What a time to be alive.
Simbo over to Clayton. We have great jerseys. We have a great highway. great public school system. And, oh, boy, good check there. Brought the other way by Jackson. Jackson will be chased away by John Clayton. You know what I can tell tonight, and I know that this afternoon, and I know this is probably a coaching staff thing, the attackmen are doing a really good job of riding.
Oh, yeah.
Against BYU, I thought they did a good job, but they're really putting the effort out there today.
Well, and some of that may be, I haven't seen a whole lot from Utah on the clear. I want to count the fourth time that it's taken them 20 seconds just to get the ball. When you hear that buzzer, you know that there's 10 left and there's 30 to get into the box. So it's taken them 20 seconds. I want to say 4 times now just to get that ball across the midline. So good job by Colorado riding, but also I think part of that is Utah's midfielders and attackmen aren't necessarily doing the best job getting open. I'll have to pay more attention to that than the ride next time. But, it's either a phenomenal job by Colorado riding or a lack of, don't want to call it effort, but execution on the clear for Utah, or maybe both.
12.3 seconds remaining in the first half. Make sure to join us for the Radio 1190 halftime show. Send all your tweets in to @JoeParis, @Derek Michelson. We'll be talking about lacrosse at halftime. Or not. We'll see what happens.
Either way.
Do kind of apologize for Thursday night's broadcast. It got a little out of hand. I was so out of it that I
Do you even know what happened?
about Star Wars. Do I know what happened?
Yeah.
I took NyQuil during the day, and that wasn't good. That was Tanner told me specifically
I said
not to
do not take the blue ones.
and I said, okay, and I just remember blue. I was like,
supposed to take the red pill.
Orange. And I was like,
I
oh.
was trying to make a Matrix reference.
Yeah, I caught that. I caught that.
I get it.
The token movie reference of the broadcast.
We have to get one in.
Yep.
We got our Premperton reference in.
We did get that in already.
We got the Highway 36 bit.
Yep.
We thanked the parents.
Yep.
Haven't said Galvatron, so check that off.
Yeah, there you go.
They should play like CU Lacrosse broadcast bingo.
You've said that before.
We really should. So people at home, you play bingo, and if you win, we
Ooh,
thank
yeah.
Boulder Coffee.
Yep. What about 1190?
We said later 11:90.
We said
halftime show.
radio
did we?
1190. I gave a
I
baseball score update.
There you go.
What else do we need to do here? We've done weather. We've talked about the wind.
Yep.
Here's Bicker with 11 seconds remaining. Ute see if they can cut into this lead. Bicker will come around the bench. Japarski will chase him away. Behind the net now, Grady looking for something. Gets around the bench. Takes a shot. He scores with 1.7 seconds remaining in the half. So Luke Grady with a great shot there, and I'll cut it to 7-3. Oh, wow, 7-33 on the. Okay, 7 to regular. I didn't know it was a 30-point shot. 7-3, 1.7 seconds remaining. That's a big goal for Utah. Yeah, anything. You cut into the lead,
it
get
helps.
momentum
Yeah, it
heading
helps.
into
But
halftime.
I mean, it wasn't something that I don't think is gonna turn the game, 100% in their favor or anything like that. I mean, it was just pretty standard goal there for Utah, so nothing to get too up about. But like you said, it does help to cut into the lead, but
helps the cause. Simba will win another face-off, and that'll do it as he fires it into the netting. And that'll do it for the first half of play. After 13 minutes of play, Colorado leads 7-3 from Kittredge Field in Boulder. Joe, Derek, and Tanner here with you. I'm going to go below my nose, but we'll be right back for the Radio 1190 halftime show.
fight's on.
All right. What a beautiful day in Boulder. I'm Joe. This is Derek.
1 second.
Oh, okay. The graphics still up. Hold on. Waiting for the thumb up.
And there it is.
And the thumb is up. All right, you're tuned into the halftime show. That's Derek. I'm Joe. This is halftime.
It is.
Beautiful day in Boulder. Thanks for joining us. Derek dressed up for this. I didn't, because I didn't know we were doing this. This being this part. I thought we were just
the on-camera part.
And the truth is, I can only see out of one eye right now.
Well, the sun is also right there. It's pretty
No,
bright.
my contact fell out of my left eye, so
Oh,
so I can
that-
only see out of one eye.
All right.
And I don't know where
Which
it
makes
is.
you calling this game even more impressive. When did that happen?
Like in between the first and second.
Oh.
I tried to fix it, and then it kind of got dislodged.
Wow.
Anyways, great first half of play. We got the Pac-12 mic flags
We did.
because this is a Pac-12 game. Utah and Colorado both in the Pac-12.
For
We're actually
sports.
for varsity sports.
Yeah.
RMLC though, Rocky Mountain Lacrosse Conference, best conference in the country. Derek, what do you think of that first half?
I think it was a decent first half for both teams. Utah struggled a little bit with some of their offense, and their spacing wasn't the best, so it allowed Colorado's defense to do a pretty good job of keeping them under wraps. But for the most part, both teams are playing kind of their games respectively, so just look to continue, maybe look for a little better execution for Utah. Colorado, though, is playing lights out, especially on the ride right now. That's their big thing that they're doing really well this game so far.
And I think the attackmen are doing a really good job this afternoon of being part of the ride, and as well as breaking up offensive plays down the field. We saw Hart Wise with probably the coolest play of the year. He dove across the field, blocked a pass, scooped it up, made a good pass, got down by the goal and scored, and that was awesome. I mean, it shows the effort, and that's the thing in lacrosse is you make a lot of jokes, the attackmen and don't ever do anything defensively, but we saw today, of course, Hart, and we also saw John Clayton doing a really good job on the sidelines as well to keep guys from just making the field.
Well, it's a huge part of the game. Like you were saying, everybody assumes that attackmen don't run. All they do is sit there and shoot the ball all day, and that's not necessarily the case. The best teams are the teams that have riding attackmen as well. The classic saying, championships are won by defense. Well, that's a form of offense, playing defense and helping their defensive counterparts out in that way. Because if Utah can't even get the ball to that end of the field, now they're going to be coming this way in this second half here. But if they can't even get that ball to that end of the field, they're going to struggle to get points, obviously, because they can't take shots. So, for Colorado, doing a phenomenal job on that ride is key. It's the way to start an offensive possession, really.
And you talk about Colorado hitting their stride at the right time of year. We could joke about it, but the truth is, it seems like the last 4 years, Colorado has a good start. They lose 2 games at home, and then they go on a tear. And the script is consistent again this year. Colorado starts the year off pretty strong. They lose those 2 games at home, and now they seem to be hitting their stride. And I talked to Clark Salami, who he's out for the rest of the year, but Clark, big part of the team. He has been a big part of the team the last 4 years. And Clark says, I really feel like we're hitting our stride now. And he basically said, you haven't seen anything yet.
Well, they definitely are hitting their stride now. We saw against BYU, who themselves, like we've said a couple times, they're ranked right there with Colorado. If not, I think you think they're slightly ahead. I don't remember exactly where they're at, but ranked right there with them within the first couple spots of them. And that was a phenomenal game that Colorado played. I mean, they looked like Colorado was a much better team the other night, and so we're seeing them hit their stride. They had a little bit of a shakier start this year than they've had in past years. They didn't do as great of a job getting off to a blistering pace. They dropped the first game. They kind of struggled here and there. But they didn't have a horrible record coming into the mid part of the year. Then they dropped the spring break game. The other one, like we said with Arizona State, got postponed because of the spring break snowstorm, so that's moved back to Tuesday. But they lost their typical spring break game, and then now they're just starting this run. So the big test will be against Arizona State to see if they can continue, or if this is just kind of a weekend, not necessarily fluke, but just kind of a weekend deal for them, or if they can continue this success as the season winds down. Because I think there's only, 3 games left after this.
We got Arizona State on Tuesday, and then next Sunday we have Colorado State, and I think that does it.
So it's 2 games, yeah.
We'll have all the broadcasts for you. Tuesday at 7 o'clock here. I would definitely recommend you come to the game. Or you can tune in at home. We'll have the broadcast. We'll see if we have any tweets.
Hopefully.
No, we'll have a broadcast. We'll see if we have any tweets.
Make sure the internet works this time.
Well,
that's the big thing.
That's out of our hands. We couldn't have done anything. No tweets, which is fine. All right, 4 minutes left at halftime. Oh, I see some familiar faces. What's going on, man? We got a pretty good crowd here this afternoon.
Yeah.
It was pretty rowdy Thursday night. Thursday night might have been the rowdiest crowd we've ever had.
Well, and part of that, I don't know about ever. There's been some good ones, but part of that is just kind of the rivalry between CU and BYU. It's really developed into something here, especially in this conference. It's something that I know that talking to some of the alumni before, during, and after the game, it's something they always look forward to because we have a little student section. If you listen to the broadcast, you could probably hear them through the
definitely
headsets.
Hear them through the headset.
Yeah, they stand right next to the stage, and they were chirping at the opposing team there for quite a bit. In fact, so much so that Coach Galvin had to remind them that this is a club sport, and to be respectful of everybody and make sure that you can have fun out here, but make sure you're being respectful with it. So I think they got the message, they understand, but it's at the same time it's developed into a rivalry in that way where they both sides, and it happens with Utah as well. I'm sure when Colorado goes down there, both sides will really get at the other team and try to get in their heads for the guys on the field, and sometimes that's the difference. So that home field advantage.
Classic conference matchup.
Yep.
Well, 7-3 here at halftime. Colorado leads Utah. You're tuned into the Radio 1190 halftime report with Joe and Derek. Derek, outside of Lacrosse, beautiful day here. Well, I mean, even with Lacrosse, beautiful day here in Boulder. How are you? How's it going? Having a good life?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's good.
So. Hope you are.
I'm having a great life. I took Dayquil during the day instead of NyQuil because I did the wrong thing yesterday, and that was bad. That was a long day.
Learn and do the right thing next time.
I missed Vice President Joe Biden's talk, which happens. What else is new here? We watched SDSU women's lacrosse team practice before our game. They've got a game against Colorado tomorrow.
Team.
The varsity team, yes. They're D1 NCAA. CU,
they are Pac-12.
They are Pac-12. They're actually Pac-12. That's where we actually got these from. They have a game against Colorado tomorrow. And on the women's side of things, just real briefly, Colorado women's lacrosse has been tearing it up this year. They kind of came out of nowhere. The first few years of the program were rough, but this year they're playing really good lacrosse. They lost to USC yesterday in a heartbreaker. USC, the number 4 team in the country in the NCAA. And we lost in the last minute of the game. But
last seconds, really.
Last seconds.
I think it was like 13.2 seconds that USC scored. But, yeah, you're right.
Say what you will about women's lacrosse. It is very exciting here in Colorado. Coach Elliott has a really exciting brand of women's lacrosse. They play right on this field. And if you love what you're watching at home, or if you love what you watch here when you're at Kid Field, come out and support the girls because they are a very good team, a lot of fun to watch. Really good lacrosse here from Coach Elliott and the entire Buff squad.
Well, and for those of us that always, for those of you that always ask us, when is this team going D1? If the university sees that support of the women's D1 team, I think they might potentially consider it a little bit as well. So the more that everybody supports women's varsity, men's club, the better those chances are of some of these more like niche type sports, they're always called, getting up to that varsity level.
Hashtag grow the game.
Yeah,
Seriously, though, if you want to see your team go D1, the men's team, come out and support the women's team. And I'm not just saying to come out and support them just, so we can be D1, but they're a great team to support.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun to watch. If you haven't watched, if you haven't watched women's lacrosse at the college level, it's a lot different than the high school level.
Yeah.
It is really good at the college level.
Well, and if you look at it too, the teams they've lost to, and not by much, USC, Northwestern, I mean, these are top flight teams.
Notre Dame.
Yep, they're going to have a big test against Stanford coming up, not too long. But these are huge games and huge historical powerhouse teams that they're having to play. So they're doing a phenomenal job this year.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm thinking about this for a few seconds.
Get off the field, actually.
We do. I think the women's lacrosse team, Derek, I think they're the best team sport NCAA we have here, because women's basketball was bad this year.
I don't know. Cross country is pretty good here.
Oh, okay. That is a team sport. All right. We'll be right back. Would you count cross country as a team sport?
Yeah, because they win a team championship. They win individual
team ball sports. I think the women's lacrosse team is our best team sports. All right, we're back in the booth now. Joe and Derek back with you, ready to start the second half of play. Thanks for joining us. Buffs lead 7-3 over the Utes. Colorado back in transition the other way to start off in the second half. And Derek, I know we just talked about it at halftime a little bit, but what did you see there in the first half from both squads?
Well, both teams it looks like they're going to continue to play the zone defense here, but both teams playing kind of a zone defense, so trying to force the other team to work the ball around, and hopefully they make mistakes like we just saw there to get the turnover. So, that's kind of the concept here on the defensive side for both squads, it looks like, for this game. But Colorado doing a better job keeping their spacing, executing, moving that ball. Utah, not as great of a job on the offensive end, but more importantly, the ride and the clears have been the struggle for Utah, where Colorado's able to just run by one or two guys on their clear, and Utah not even really able to clear the ball past midfield a few times there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see how that impacts this game as we go on here.
O'Brien will leave it back for Wiesner. Wiesner with a good flip back to O'Brien. Awesome pass to Wharton, and they score. Pretty passing play. Ben Wharton with the finish.
And again, it's just forcing, like I was just saying, it's forcing that defense to kind of rotate and readjust, and then when they do that, all you're doing is you're trying to find that look where maybe a guy coming from inside just vacated a space, and the other guy that who he was replacing, he's dropping in and kind of filling before he extends back out in the zone to figure out where the hole is. So you take advantage of that few seconds where they're kind of transitioning and they're rotating and doing those things, and that's what Colorado's been doing here so far this afternoon.
Adam Betta tweeting in, "Go Buffs, watching the stream from California. Looking forward to a big second half." We are too, and I think the Buffs are really I think they're going to hit the ground running here in the second, as we saw. What a great opening play as John Clayton tries to go behind the back. Good look there from Johnny C. Buffs will stay here. Here's Carter Esqueda. Esqueda will trot in from the end line. Looks towards Rust. Goes to him now as Rust will step aside to the right. Back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez over to Molnar. Molnar will go right at Bowen. Bowen will chase him in behind the net. Now to Esqueda again. Back to Gonzalez. Cross comes Wiesner. Wiesner on the run down the right alley will take a good push there from Sean Sloan. Sloan got him off his balance, forcing a pass behind. As comes up top now from Molnar. He'll make a run right at Porter. Porter off to the edge. Here comes Esqueda from X. Back up top. Exchanging Gonzalez. Oh, wow, on the back side. Here comes Molnar with a shot and it's saved. Swinny with a good save for Utah. Seen Colorado hit 3 crossbars. That one almost was the 4th.
What, does Wiesner own all 3, I think?
I think he does. No, Molnar had one too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Right in the chest.
Yeah.
You could hear that one over here even.
A good shot, but a good save standing in the way there from Q Sweeney. Sweeney with it now, as we talked about, a very mobile goaltender, comfortable with the ball. Trots all the way out from the crease. Good pass on the run. Moving is Sloan. Sean Sloan over center will move it back the other way. Joe Red will step into the box. 12.5 to go here in the third. Redmond for Utah. Got a Graney. Behind again for Redmond. Redmond will spin away from Shaparski, loses the ball. Shaparski will chase after him, though, as Redmond will recollect and try again. Redmond wants to get away from Shaparski, as Shaparski really giving him the business there. Finally, the ball will be knocked out.
And that's a few times. He's hanging his stick out there a little bit for Shaparski, giving him a target to aim at with those checks, and he's hit it consistently, and we're seeing him drop the ball. I think that's now probably the 4th or 5th turnover that you can credit directly to him.
So it'll be kicked back as Brian Medendorp will come after it. As the goaltender, Jensen Makarov, came out of the net to pick it up, and Medendorp will run into a man on the end line. Looking for a quick restart there is Grady. Grady in behind now for David Bicker. Bicker back to the near side for Grady. We'll restart the offense here as Ben Parker will take it with 11:36 remaining here in our third quarter. 8-3 Buffs lead. Parker up top to Duncan. Duncan will exchange with Bicker. Bicker gets around the edge. Loses his balance towards GLE. Will spin towards the inside. Flag down on Colorado as Cottrell might have gotten his stick in a little bit too far. And a big sidearm shot from Duncan will be wide, and we'll get a call here on Colorado.
Yeah, cross-check's going to be the call. His hand's a little too far apart for the referee's liking on that. I think he gave him one that I saw. I'm sure he probably shouted out the, hey, warning, put the hands together, whatever he did say on the field. I'm sure he gave him one, and then that second hit came, that second cross-check. That's when the official got him. So Coach Galvinum giving a quick talking to on the sideline, but it looks like nobody's too upset about that call.
So Nick Cottrell will get called 1 minute for cross-checking. Utes will go to work here, trying to cut into this Colorado 5-goal lead. Picked away there by Jackson Marlowe. Marlowe will scoop it up there as it came out of his cross momentarily. And here come the Buffs in transition. It's O'Brien. O'Brien will take a big shot from behind. Takes a shot and he scores.
Yep. Just snuck in. It hit the goaltender right in the chest, and kind of the spin on it basically just rode straight across his chest off his shoulder and then was able to hit inside that pipe.
So 10:44 remaining in the third. Colorado now on top 9-3.
Zane O'Brien with a score.
And Zob goes coast to coast. Good looking play. It's always fun when you get a full head of steam running from D to O and ends with the goal.
Yeah, well, and especially him. He's a big guy. He's got some power behind him. So when he gets that full head of steam, he's dangerous. And it didn't seem like any defenders really wanted to challenge him. I don't know if it's because they thought that maybe he wasn't the best shooter, or if that's just because they honestly didn't want to get in front of him. But either way, it was a good job by him to run down that field and take advantage of the opportunity Utah afforded him. No, I think the officials are a little confused here on it's supposed to be Colorado's ball off the face-off violation, but they blew it for Utah to start. So
it's like a lot of confusion out there.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure everybody's ready to go here.
It is Utah ball.
No, it's Colorado.
No, it's Utah's ball.
Oh, is it? They gave it back? Because originally the official had signaled Colorado ball.
Yeah, he pointed the wrong way, but I think he said Utah.
All right.
So it is going to be Utah's ball here as Connor Boss will take it from midfield. We got to wait for personnel change.
I don't know
what
we're doing right now. This is pretty rare.
Pandemonium on Kit.
That's Tanner with the inside analyst. Yep. Our insider, our CU Lacrosse insider, Tanner Bergamo. The Bergs. Buffs are still man down. Cottrell in the box, that 1 minute cross check. So the man up unit for the Utes will get a chance here. Dicker will fake a shot. Got the slide there from Medendorp. Utes will move it around the circle here with 10:04 remaining in the third. 6-goal deficit as we are back to even. Back to Joe Red. He'll exchange with Matthias Shade. In now for Graney. Granny looking to make a spin around Knowles, but Hunter Knowles chases him all the way around. He'll go back the other way now. Granny trying to change his hands there. Knowles got a stick in the way.
And that's Granny just trying to do too much, honestly, right there. He's recognizing that the game's starting to slip away a little bit, and I think he's just trying to be the hero and they finally got it to him, but they had a favorable matchup.
Good goal right on the doorstep, though, from
Yeah.
Parker Ica. The freshman will make this a 9-4 contest.
Well, that's what I was basically just starting to talk about was Cameron Redmond there, 32 for Utah. They, for whatever reason, Colorado, even though he's an attackman, put number 8, Blake Irwin, on him. So that's a short stick on a short stick attackman. That's a short stick defender on an attackman for Utah, and that's a matchup you want every time, especially at X, because a quick dodge and a pass, just like they did, is going to set up an open opportunity on the doorstep.
9:20 remaining in the third quarter. Colorado on top by 5 over Utah. Beautiful Saturday afternoon in Boulder. And Simbo with another face-off win. And that's big to get Simbo hot here this weekend, because on Tuesday, Colorado plays Arizona State. That is going to be a very big battle in the face-off X, as always, between the Sun Devils and Buffs. And next week is going to be a great lacrosse week for Colorado. Tuesday, you got the ASU game. And then, of course, next Saturday, a week from today, we'll have Colorado versus Colorado State. And Derek, from what I'm hearing, the game will either be here or it'll be at Folsom Field. Coach Galvin's...
it'll be on campus.
It'll be on campus. Coach Galvin wanted to have a meeting with the seniors on the team to ask them where they wanted to play. If they want to play here at Kidd Field or if they want to play at Folsom. And it's actually interesting, the last time Colorado played at Folsom was against these Utah Utes.
Yep.
That was 3 years ago. I think 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
No, would have been 3.
It was our first year broadcasting.
Which would have been 3?
3 years ago, yeah. So 3 years ago they played at Folsom, and that was a fun time. The decision making for the seniors, as Graney will take it from the near side. Colorado's going to be careful, actually, because Graney, he's been shut down a little bit, but Luke Graney, he's a really talented young man. And the Buffs have really keyed in on him. Jordan Chaparski has isolated him a bunch of times this afternoon. If Graney gets hot, he could really get rolling and push this Utah comeback.
Well, but he needs help from the rest of his teammates, because if he starts to try to do it all by himself, which he's tried to do a couple times here today, he's going to get shut down because Colorado knows what's coming. So not only do they have one of their top defenders on him, but they also have slides ready to go at any second. Every single Colorado head is looking at him when he's got that ball just to make sure he doesn't get away. So, because they haven't been burned by too many of his teammates here today. So, for Utah, if you're anybody but Graney, you really want to try to do something to help and get a few points on the board, because if you can do that, then Colorado's going to have to play a little more honest defense on everybody.
So back to the decision, if the Buffs are going to play here at Kit next Saturday or at Folsom, the decision really comes down to, is it special enough to play at Folsom Field for these guys to where you're basically playing in front of an empty stadium? Because, let's be honest here, not even the football team can fill Folsom Field. It holds thousands of people.
That was rough.
What?
It's true, but that was rough.
The Buffs don't even feel Folsom.
Yeah.
The football team don't even feel. No,
not lately.
No, they don't. Feel
I'm saying it's true, but that was a pretty rough statement there.
Well, I'm not the first to say it.
Yeah.
It's not rough. It's just, anyways, the truth is, when you're playing in an empty stadium, it's really weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling because it's quiet, but it's such a big environment that it's weird to play. And some guys really don't like it. And depending, wow, that was a great nugget there from the stick of Hunter Knowles. Ball downstream. Some guys don't really care about playing on Folsom. They'd rather play here at Kit, where they know they can pack the field, make it a really hostile environment against Colorado State. I know when we have the CUCSU game up at Colorado State, they play at Hughes Stadium. Is that what they call it? The Hughes Stadium.
Yep, their football stadium?
Yeah, and it's smaller than Folsom, but it's still big enough to where it feels kind of weird.
Yeah.
When you're playing at Mile High Stadium like the Buffs did 3 years ago, it's pretty exciting.
Well, it's exciting, but at least with Folsom, it seats I think it's about 20,000 less than Mile High even. So, that's already going to be an improvement, making the stadium feel a little
what a
more
save by
full.
Jetson.
But
well, here's what I'm saying: playing at Mile High Stadium means a lot more to these guys than playing at Folsom, I'd say.
I could see that, yeah.
So I think a lot of and it's a great field. Folsom Field's a beautiful field. Oh, here comes Jensen. He's going to fight all the way through.
Yeah, not giving up on the play.
Here we go. Jensen, go to the goal. Go to the goal. Go to the goal.
Playing a little offense.
He wanted to. You know he did.
Yeah.
Just got to get it in the box. .5:23 remaining here in the third. Where would you want to play, Derek?
If I was a player?
If you were a player, would you rather play at Kit Field with a lot of people around the field, very loud environment, or would you rather play in Folsom? Because that's a beautiful field. The turf crew does a really good job. It's the same turf crew that maintains this. A shot from the outside is blocked there by Swinney.
You know, it's tough because as loud as it can get for you, you're also putting CSU's fans right on top of you because you know they're going to travel for that game. So, you know, it's tough because, yeah, you'll have your fans out here in full
it goes
support.
both ways.
Right, exactly. Whereas at Folsom, there's a little more you can do there in terms of overpowering CSU's fans. You can stick them in a corner, you know, of the stadium or whatever, whereas here they're going to be right on top of the field. But I think all said and done, between those two, if those are the only two options, I think I'd rather play probably here at Kit Field.
Send in your tweets on Twitter, at Joe Paris, at Derek Michelson. Tell us where you would want to play.
We
could do a Twitter poll. I don't know how to do that. You want to do that?
Sure. I'll do it
do it from my cell phone.
Well, we'll do it on the team account, too.
All right. We could do it. Well, don't do it for the team account.
Oh, well.
Just do it
from your account?
Do it from my account. I don't know if they want to talk about that. They could have already also made a decision.
That's
so I don't
true.
want people to think they're voting on where they get to play it.
That's true.
Back to the near side. Big shot. Kick save there by Swinney. And this ball will bounce out of bounds. 4:14 remaining here in the third. Colorado on top 9-4. Thanks for joining us. It's been a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Joe, Derek, and Tanner with you. I do apologize that we missed the opening minute, but we've got every other minute since then. And we will be back on Tuesday as well as next Saturday against Colorado State. And no matter what, if we're at Folsom here, if we're playing in someone's backyard, we will have a broadcast for you. Now, the thing with if we play at Folsom is Molnar will unload and he scores. Hunter Molnar makes it 10-4. The rumor is if we play at Folsom that we will be able to use the CU football broadcast setup, in which case we could do a big-time broadcast for you guys at home. But the truth is, the broadcast we do here is pretty cool, too. I mean, it's a great camera. Thank you. All right, so go follow me on Twitter, and you can answer the poll. Where should CU play CSU this year, Folsom Field or Kit Field? You have 23 hours and 59 minutes to respond to that poll, so make sure to go on Twitter at Joe Paris, and that'll be that. Down the field come the Buffs. Big shot. That one will be blocked in front for Escada. And here come the Utes the other way. See if the Utes can cut into this lead a bit. That last Colorado goal, Hunter Molnar with a rocket from the far side. 3:24 remaining here in the third. A beautiful spring day. Turf looks fantastic today. I guess that's the best part about having turf. It always looks great.
Yeah, it never looks bad.
Except for you could see where we dragged our broadcast stage across the field a little bit. Now that they've run over it more, you can really see it. Also, thanks to all your fans, all the fans at home that came up and said hi to us today. That's always fun. We love talking to you guys. Don't be afraid to come say hello. Unless you're staying away because you listened on Thursday and you think I'm still sick and I'm going to get you sick, which, totally fair. Pushing forward is Joe Red. He'll take a shot, save off the shaft of the stick by Makarov. And what a heads-up play by the defenseman Ben Self. A selfless play by Self. Takes the ball, caught it.
That's a dollar. That's like a story pun right there.
Thank you. Marlowe wanted his second goal. He ran into some traffic. Here come the Utes the other way. 2:22 remaining in the third. Seems like the pace of this game has calmed down a bit. Nice, fun pace. David Baker has it now. Baker will get the business from Cottrell. Nick Cottrell has played really well this afternoon, stepping in for Penn Lukens. You might be able to see Penn on the far sideline, all the way to the left, wearing the white buff shirt and the awesome cool hat. Great hats. Buffs is some of the best gear in the league. I love these uniforms. Actually, we haven't talked about the uniforms. The uniforms that Colorado are wearing today, they're brand new, and they're the Nike Vapor Elites, and they are so light. They are so thin. the old white jerseys that Colorado had, or they still have them.
Well, they're selling them. They got new whites this year as well.
You right, Tanner?
Yeah, we're good.
You getting sick over there, or is that allergies?
No, that was allergies.
Okay. That ball will go out of bounds. Now, the white jerseys, believe it or not, they're actually really heavy.
The old whites.
The old whites.
Yeah, they got new whites as well.
If you're at the CSU game, no matter where it is next week, you'll probably have an opportunity to buy a replica CU Lacrosse jersey.
Well, not a replica, an authentic.
An authentic.
Just a
They're really cool, yeah.
retired one.
And even if you're not planning on wearing it around, it's a great set piece if you're looking for a gift for a CU Lacrosse fan or player. You go ahead and you buy that, and you put it in a frame, and it looks really nice. We've seen some of the old players, some of the fans over the years do that. So if you're looking for a gift for a CU Lacrosse fan or player, make sure you do buy a jersey next week, and you can get it autographed and put it in the jersey case. I know I'll be buying one. Here comes Zach Bington. Bington will push it in behind. A minute remaining here in the third. Dangling through traffic is Nate Knecht. Out of Bington again. Bington on the... Oh, he wanted to get his hands free. He did. As the skater will move it back up top. That one will hit a stick. As Patrick Durkin will take it now for Colorado. His first time on the field today. Nate will get around the corner. Pushes in behind for Escada. Escada centers in front. Caught. Shot. They score!
That's way too easy. From
Patrick
right there.
Durkin, the freshman.
Every single time that ball is going to find the back of the net right there.
I think Durkin, that might be his first goal as a Buff. Maybe not. No, actually, I think he scored against Utah Valley.
Well, yeah, and it doesn't. Usually, when they do that, you'll see the team call to keep the ball because they'll give it to the guy. They'll put a piece of tape around it and say, it's your first college goal, yada yada yada. Well, the official just handed it to the other one, and they walked up the field. So it looks like that's not his first this year.
Good for him, though. He got a goal.
Yeah. Colorado definitely is going a little more into their bench. You see some of the seniors kind of relaxed now, and some of the younger guys for Colorado getting in, which will be huge for them. This is the second time they've been able to do this year. It'll be huge for them as they make that stretch run kind of into the conference and national tournament as Carter Escada scores here.
Escada gets another one. Escada, who had the hat trick. He had the hat trick plus on Thursday. Yeah, a lot of goals Thursday. Make sure to go on Twitter at Joe Paris and make sure to keep tweeting on where you think Colorado State should play this year, Folsom Field or Kitt Field. Or tweet us if you have a better location.
Yeah.
A
I think
really
you
big
can
backyard.
You can add locations, I think, to polls. So, but as I was saying, Colorado getting some of their younger guys in, it's going to be huge as they build some of that experience on an already pretty deep team going into the conference and national tournament. Because we've talked about a couple guys that have been injured. We see about 4 guys over there with braces or bandages on for Colorado. So, and in fact, a couple players have been playing injured here for this year for the Buffs. So, if you can get some of that extra experience towards the end of your bench, that's always positive because that'll help you make those deep runs in tight games.
End of 3 quarters of play. Colorado on top 12-4 over the Utah Utes. And when we're talking about the national tournament, we're going to give some more information about right now the national championship. What is this? Oh, Shannon's talking about the game on Tuesday.
Oh, I was like, I don't know what
she's talking about.
I didn't know what you were talking about.
What is she talking about? All right, here we go. Yes, the Men's Collegiate Lacrosse Association, MCLA, returns to Orange County for the 20th anniversary of the national championships, the 2016 MCLA Championship. The first rounds will take place at University of California, Irvine, with the Final Four and Championship taking place at Chapman University. Day 1 of the tournament this year, May 9th. So May 9th and 10th at UC Irvine, May 12th the semifinal at Chapman, and May 14th the championship game. 32 teams, 2 divisional national champions. Tickets are on sale now, www.mcla.us. You're going to want to go out there because, if anything, they've got a good logo this year, so that means they're going to have really cool tournament apparel. I like the logo this year.
Is it this one?
Yeah, you like that?
That's pretty good. I like
sick.
that,
Yeah. It's also the MCLA's 20th season, and I'll tell you this, Buffs fans, you might not want to hear this, but in the MCLA this year, anybody can beat anyone. So this national tournament is going to be crazy.
Should be fun.
So make sure to come out and support your Buffaloes. I will say Colorado travels probably the best out of anyone.
Well, there's a lot of CU alumni, not just lacrosse alumni, but alumni in general out in the state of California. So makes that a little easier for them.
All right, here we go. Where should CU play CSU this year was our question. of the poll who voted in, 75% say Folsom Field, 25% say Kit Field.
So we got some Quidditch on the auxiliary field.
They play Quidditch?
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's.
I wonder if
put the
there's
camera,
I
put the
saw
camera,
that-
put the
that's
camera.
some stuff
Quick.
going on.
Can you zoom on Quidditch? There's Quidditch. You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
You're a wizard, Harry. Back to lacrosse.
All things happen.
Back
in
to a
Boulder.
muggle sport.
Yeah.
Lacrosse. Utah in down low in the Colorado zone. Chaparski will pick that one up, and it's so impressive to me that the long poles at this level, and of course the professional level, how crafty they are. I mean, the motor skills to use that long pole, and it's unbelievable.
Well, there's a lot of drills that they work on in practice that help develop those. I know from the last couple of years of working with on the team side of things, not on this side of things, seeing some of those drills. And I mean, there's plenty online too on YouTube and stuff for young defenders that want to learn. But there's a lot of good drills that help work on that hand-eye coordination and that dexterity.
So I think the technical call there was Colorado in the crease, but
It was interference.
Interference?
Yeah, they called interference.
That's what you're watching too. I only have one eye on the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't see out of my left eye very well. 13:56 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Colorado on top 12-4. 8-goal margin for those who aren't good at math like me. That actually took a full minute to figure out. About to carry the one.
Oh, got an emergency
fire
here in Boulder. This is like the at least sixth emergency vehicle we've heard go by today. So busy day in Boulder.
Quidditch going on the auxiliary field.
Yeah.
Do you think we should start broadcasting Quidditch? What if
That's not
we
a bad
just
idea.
take our setup
yeah.
over there and just start calling it and
Just go.
broadcasting it?
He's got the snitch!
Tweet it if
What
you
is?
want us.
How does the snitch happen?
Someone dresses up as a yellow in a yellow clothing and they just run away. And you have to chase them.
You just got to tackle
They
them.
just run away.
Oh, sounds aggressive.
That'll end up on ESPN3 soon.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
The University,
Maybe ESPN 8, the Ocho.
right?
Diocho.
The University of Colorado men's frisbee team. They were on
Yeah.
ESPN3 playing Oregon in
No
the
way.
national championship last year. Yeah, I watched. It was
Well,
pretty cool.
didn't they have a top 10 play a couple years ago too? Or last
Yeah,
year or
Stanley
something?
Peterson.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Stanley Peterson. Stan the man, they call him. He's gone now, though. He graduated. He still lives in
top
Boulder.
10.
but
Well,
he's
they-
incredible. He plays on
I mean-
Johnny Bravo and the United States national team. He went to Italy, where he was the tournament MVP for the International Frisbee Championship. He is unbelievably athletic.
Well, I mean, the entire Ultimate Frisbee team here in Colorado, they're usually in the top 5, so they're a very good team themselves.
Turned over on the run. I will say this about University of Colorado Club Sports. We legitimately are the best program in the country. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a homer. We win more national championships across
big
all
time.
club sports than any club sports department.
And it,
It's actually a
gotta
draw.
Got to give a huge shout out to Chris Shook for building such an elite program here at the university with club sports. And I mean, the club, and part of that is the culture around it. The club teams here at Colorado are treated a lot of times like they call themselves virtual varsity athletes because they don't officially have the varsity title and they don't earn scholarships. But I mean, a lot of these guys, especially knowing the lacrosse team, they put in the hours in the weight room just like any other varsity sport would and all that stuff. So
Some of them work out with the D1 athletes.
yeah, so I mean, it's taken very seriously here in Colorado.
What a shot there from Nate. That one was a rocket. And it's 13-4 Colorado. But the level of play that you see from Colorado and the reputation the University of Colorado lacrosse team has in the MCLA, that runs through all the club sports: hockey, wrestling, swimming, tennis, women's lacrosse, women's hockey, frisbee, rowing. We have the best rowing team in the country.
Yeah.
We have taekwondo, golf. What else did we miss any? Yeah, there's 30 teams. Equestrian, dance, spirit. What else? What else?
I don't know. I missed like half of them. So I was up there in the graphic.
Baseball.
Is Quidditch a club sport?
Quidditch
It
is a club
Yep,
sport.
It is one of them.
Track and field.
Triathlon. They're
Bicycling.
10-time defending national champions, the triathlon team. Maybe
They win
11
every
this year
year.
now. It's crazy. An unbelievable run by them.
That Quidditch ball almost went onto the soccer or onto our field. Anyways, so if,
I think Joe is way more interested in that Quidditch game than
I'm trying to figure out the rules are.
he really wants that to happen over here.
I think they're just warming up still.
I think they are, yeah.
I think the beaters are warming up.
Well, those hoops seem a little...
I don't think they're quaffles regulation.
they don't
That doesn't look like a regulation
That is
quaffle.
not a regulation quaffle.
Meanwhile, Colorado scores.
And Geck with the second goal. Nate Geck's back-to-back goals on the lacrosse field. 14-4 Colorado.
Yeah, I think I see a ref over there inspecting it. We might have a violation on the quaffle.
The beaters. You know, those Weasley brothers.
Those,
Very good
those
beaters.
pesky Weasleys.
I love Harry Potter, and I'm not afraid to admit
I've seen the first movie, and that's
it?
Yep,
Missing out, man.
I am.
Gotta give it the times.
I don't know. That's just a lot. That's like what 10 hours? Not even more than 10 hours. It's like what 15 hours of film.
Well, how many books are there? 6, so there's 7 films because they split the last book in 2.
And then
for
times
the
that by
films.
2, because like
At least.
2 hours.
Well,
at
I think
least.
the last 2 are like 3 hours long.
Oh,
They're
my
just
goodness.
they're long.
We went to the video game store yesterday, and we were looking at all their DVDs, and I sorted them for them. So that if you go to the video game store on Baseline, you got it. I organized all their DVDs for them.
Well,
It's true, you were there.
yeah, it is true.
By the way, low-key, Colorado's had a change of goaltender. Freshman Wayne Hoffman, Wayne Hoffman, you remember that name. Because, yes, this is Jensen's goaltending position, but Wayne Hoffman, he's just as good. He's from out east. He went to East Chester High School out in New York, which is a great high school. As Colorado scores another one. I think that was Jay Snell. Is that Jay?
Nope.
Oh, that was 12.
Zach Byington.
That was Zach Byington from Thousands Oak High School.
Oh, that's where Carter's from, I believe.
Squareda?
Yep.
No. Carter went. Oh, he also went to Thousand Oaks. Yeah.
No
Oh,
goal
no
there.
goal.
No goal.
No goal. Offsides on White.
Oh.
So we missed that. Anyways. All right. Well, that was not a goal.
So I don't understand that call then, because if CU was offsides, they had the possession. That's a really late call. I don't. Yeah.
They just let the play keep going.
Yeah, that's what I don't get.
It's like a kid at a birthday party.
It's not a flag since they have the ball. It's just a change of possession, which is ultimately what happened. But that was so late.
This is really exciting for Buffs fans to watch Wayne Hoffman here in the last 10 minutes of this game, because Wayne is so much fun to watch as a goalie. He plays a different style than Jensen. He's a little bit of a bigger goalie, but the agility and the way he sees the ball is really cool to watch. Watching him in practice, when 53 is on the field in net, it's really exciting, because it's kind of like when Brock Osweiler, the backup to Manning, was like, oh, Osweiler's in, let's see what the future looks like. Watching Wayne is really cool. Colorado's always had really solid goaltending. Of course, you go all the way back to Brad McNee, Mitch Fenton, Riley Rose, Nick Lowry, Jensen Makarov, now Wayne Hoffman.
Don't forget the legend Premperton.
Oh, John Premperton.
You can't forget John Premperton.
You go back 42 years ago, John Premperton in between the pipes here. Before they even had lacrosse here, John Premperton was protecting the goal.
And one of the former CU goalies I'd give a shout out to is Will Brown as well. He was a strength coach for the Buffs a while after that
I forgot about
for
Will.
years. But I think he's getting his master's now, so he's a little more focused on that than he is strength coach. Now the strength coach responsibilities fall solely on Brian Powers, who's been doing it for years. I don't even honestly know how long.
Coach Powers?
Yep. Perfect name for a strength coach, too, by the way.
It's also the same name as
Couldn't get better.
Oh, that's Greg, actually. Never mind. I was going to say it's the same coach name as ASU's club hockey team. Actually, they're not club, they're D1 now.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got here? 8:53 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with us on your Saturday afternoon. It's been a fun one. I love broadcasting these games, and it's been one of my favorite things in the world, and we only have 2 more left after today.
Well,
Which is very sad.
shout out to you.
I will shed a tear.
You almost did in hockey. You like forgot we had this the whole season.
I did shed a
Still
tear.
do.
After the CSU game, I got understandably emotional.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I remember I had walked up to the
tear.
booth there and
I had a
made
tear.
sure you guys were
One
all right.
tear. Single tear.
Just a single one.
One tear.
Yeah.
I will probably shed a single tear next Saturday. Buffs and Rams, and then I'm supposed to go straight to pro wrestling. Pro wrestling play-by-play announcer right after, yeah.
Oh, like right after the game?
Yeah, I've got a gig in Golden. They got a big pro wrestling event that I'm supposed to do play-by-play for. We'll see if I do it. I might call in the favor and say, can you guys have someone else do it? Because I'd rather hang out here.
Well, you'd only have like probably 2 of those left, if that, too, before you head up to
the wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be the last one.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Day lasts.
What a save by Wayne Hoffman. That's what I talk about. The goaltender style, he drops down to his knees to make that save. A lot of goalies would just try to get the stick in the way. Wayne drops down to his knees to make that save.
Well, and part of that, too, might be, and I was going to say this earlier, with a couple goals rattled off by some guys that don't typically see a lot of play time, is one of the nice things as well about getting in some of your younger guys or some guys that don't get a lot of experience is they want to earn a starter job. So they put everything they have on the line when they get on the field. And so it not only does it make the team better, or it makes these guys better, but it also makes the team better because it pushes those first, second line type guys that see a lot of playing time, because they know they have to keep their spot. So in practice here on game day, they have to play just as hard, if not harder. And so it's constantly helping the team and constantly improving the team overall.
And when you ask, we've had the question, is how is Colorado good year after year? It's because what Derek mentioned, no roster spot is safe on a Coach Galvin squad.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a really good goal there coming around the end from Joe Red. But the answer to that question is the reason why the Buffs play at such a high level across the field is because no one wants to lose their spot, because there are 3 or 4 guys behind everyone on the starting lineup that could step up and take that position for them. So when you see the starting line out there, the top guns for Colorado, they are working so hard. And there are some teams in every sport where you have some star players and they're comfortable and they have their spot and they're at no risk of losing it. Colorado's not in that category. There are 15 guys sitting over there that are, foaming at the mouth to get in here. And you talk about depth for Colorado. That's how they continue to be so good every year, is because they're good everywhere. And I'm telling you now, you can take the juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, and you can sport a whole other team, and they can compete with this team. In practice, when these guys are playing against each other, it is so much fun to watch.
Well, and you talk about no spot is safe, and that point was proven at the beginning of this year when a lot of people had looked to John Clayton on this team for attack to really be the leader out there, and the guy with all the goals and all the assists and all that stuff. Just the big stat year for him as he kind of takes over, but broke a team rule, and that was that. He was suspended for the first handful of games. So obviously, no worry or challenge to put a player on the bench if he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing by Coach Galvin, because he knows, like we've said now, there's always the next guy, the process, next guy up, all that stuff that he preaches. He really does.
Ball's down there on the outside of the crease. I think going to fall on it. Harrison Eiler is now the goaltender for Utah. They had a goaltender change here. So Eiler now the goaltender, 13 for the Utes. 14-5 with 6:51 remaining here in the fourth. And the ball will trickle out of bounds here. And if you're watching at home and you're curious, what does the future of University of Colorado lacrosse look like? The numbers you see on the field right now, these are the guys that are going to be stepping up next year. And
next year and the year after that, these are the guys.
Hunter Thompson, who's right in front of us, Trevor DeBera. This is these are, and it's funny because you have these numbers, and the numbers cycle through because Mitch Erickson when he wore 46,
yep.
And then you don't see 46 for 2 years, and now 40 because whoever picks the number up, they just rise to the top. So the numbers that I see out there now are the numbers we saw 4 years ago, because that's the way jerseys work. And
right,
it's so funny because I could call this game and tell you the numbers from the guys from a few years ago. And you could put it in you put it online and be like, this is a game from 3 years ago. I guess we wouldn't have the gray jerseys, but that's fun. Carter Worth out there right now, the freshman.
So fun.
Freshman. It is fun. Carter went to Valor High School with the head coach, John Grant Jr.
Who actually came up here and watched the game.
Junior came to watch it out, Charlie. Yeah.
Wonder if he's up here again. I don't see him.
No, he's not here.
Well, you never know. Oh, actually, you know what? I know he's not here. The Mammoth are out in Georgia.
Yeah, they're playing the Storm tonight.
Yep.
I saw the Thompson brother tweet.
I got
The quaffle's on the field. There's a quaffle on the field.
Oh, my God.
And he kicks the quaffle, and it's gone.
Perfect. I was just going to say one of my
What a kick from Luke Grady. He kicked the crap out of that quaffle. Hashtag quaffle.
play a little soccer himself out there.
Quaffle.
Joe's word of the day.
Quaffle. Hashtag quaffle.
How's the Twitter poll coming?
None. Oh, the poll?
Done.
71% say Folsom Field, 29%
Everybody's
say
pushing for
Kit
Folsom,
Field.
so how many people have voted? Do we know?
I think like 15.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Quaffle.
My vote would be Folsom, so we could see a win on that field. That'd be nice.
The spring game's going on today. The joke is always that CU still manages to lose the spring game, even though they're playing themselves.
Well, they did last year because they had like 6
That's
major
brutal.
injuries during the spring game. Like, we can't even beat ourselves. And there you see the play of Luke Grady. We talked how talented Grady was, and now that the Buffs defense is kind of edged off a little bit, they very quietly cut into this lead. Now 14-7.
Well, I don't think it's so much they've edged off. I just, you have some younger guys out there that maybe aren't as used to seeing some of the shifty moves of a starting attackman. So when they see that now, it's throwing them off their game a little bit. But again, it just gets back to this is just building experience for those guys. So, year after year, it's going to be a phenomenal defense.
Quaffle.
Another one almost made it to the field again. It's sitting up on the fence line.
Oh!
There's 2 of them now.
It's on!
Oh, jeez.
There's a quaffle on the field.
Well, Joe, I'm trying to track the game here.
Oh, good stuff.
These Quidditch players are out of control. They're flying around on their broomsticks over there.
It looks like they're just holding like PVC pipes.
They do. They just hold PVC pipes between their legs.
They couldn't
while they're
even
playing.
been asked to go get a broom or anything from Target or
Regulation
Home
brooms.
Depot or something.
Well, a Nimbus 3000. I believe that's the high-end one.
It is, yeah. Showing that first movie knowledge over there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. I was nervous
That
for
was
that.
the 2000.
He's got to get.
Harry got a Nimbus 2000 in the
Oh,
Chamber
is that
of
what
Secrets.
it was?
Yeah, he had a 2000.
I thought it was 3.
No, it was 2.
I'm pretty sure it's 3.
Okay, look it up.
Google.
I will. Preston
Oh,
Hill with the
jeez.
shot. Wow. I don't know
No
if-
goal. Said he's in the crease.
Aw, and they were doing the leapfrog celebration. That's all right. Oh, we had a question on Thursday about the Buffs rowboat celebration.
That should have been an off there,
Yeah, they
but
let it go.
yep.
Somebody asked us, why do the Buffs do a rowboat celebration? And that's because their summer reading was Boys in the Boat. So they read Boys in the Boat, and so now they do a rowboat.
Do you
celebration.
think they picked it up from the Under Armour All-American game? What was it, like 3 years ago when that happened on the field after a goal?
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah,
so
it did. It was pretty funny. It made lacrosse headlines at the time.
Lacrosse headlines around the world. We're talking. Okay, this guy legitimately, he's wearing 2 different colored cleats.
Yep,
Okay.
this
Yeah,
one is.
that one is.
But again, we see the Utah clear struggles continue as they just barely get that touch there with maybe 1 second left on that countdown. But it took them 22 to even get that ball across
Ooh, see, look at that save by Wayne Hoffman.
midfield.
Take it, Wayne. It's Wayne's world. We're just living in it.
Okay.
3:18 rating here in the 4th. Buffs up by a touchdown. And the extra point, so 7. Oh, whoops. There it goes. There's Chase Betta. Chase will bring it into the box here. Chase, the other young gun, he's a freshman. Played off to Bington. Preston Hill, who may be the biggest guy on the team.
Yeah,
He is
he's
very
kinda-
big.
He's
6'4",
towering over
220.
everybody out there.
And Preston Hill, he's a young guy, and he's, we talked about why he's a freshman, and we're talking why he doesn't have the playing time right now. He'll be a guy that'll, I don't want to say change the way Colorado runs offense, but the Buffs haven't had a big guy like him in a few years. And when you have someone with that much presence, you could put him, you can park him right on the doorstep, and he can be a screen, or you can let him back down the way that Blake Garlow did for Utah State last year.
Well, and the other thing with him too is you're going to see, he's still extremely young, so you're going to see him kind of get a little bit of a different, we'll call it shape. That's probably a bad word to use, but a little bit of different shape here. After a couple of years of working with Colorado strength and conditioning coaches, he might they really have kind of a clean slate, if you will, with him to develop how they want him to come along.
Joe Red will put one in the back of the net. That'll make it 14-8 Colorado. 2:05 remaining here in our regulation contest. Buffs again will play here at home on Tuesday at 7 p.m. against Arizona State University. That'll be a fun one. That one probably also the game of the week. Just kidding, because the University.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's always the game of the week here.
Couple of them out here.
Number 22, Joseph Ray.
Back the other way come the Utes. It'll be Boss who will bring it all the way down. This will go out of bounds.
A little too much whip in the stick on that one. Late release.
Minute 55 remaining here in the fourth. Colorado leads 14-8.
Too much whip, not enough nay-nay.
Forgot you were here.
Yep, got me here. That's all I'll add.
All right.
Cottrell will push Bicker off in below GLE. Minute and a half to go in regulation as the ball will come out to center.
Over and back.
I'd love to see Preston Hill get an opportunity to sit on the doorstep. Here comes Preston. Preston will play off here to Richard. Richard will move back here to the near side to Thompson. Hunter Thompson will chase after it. There's so much talent out there, like young talent out there for Colorado right now. It's hard not to smile. Here's Jack Polk now. Polk to the far side to Kelly Stavig. Richard in front. Oh, boy, tried to thread the needle looking for Matt Turek.
Well, you had him, but the pass was probably about pass too late. The pass before then should have gone down to him probably. He was open on that back post. But either way, it was good vision. That's going to come down to just experience and timing, knowing when that ball is going to be able to make it through and when it's not.
50 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter.
In high school, that pass works 9 times out of 10, but at this level, guys are a little faster, a little bigger, sticks a little better, so that pass a lot of times doesn't make it through at this level.
.33 seconds remaining here in Boulder. Nick Cottrell did such a good job today, stepping in for Penn Lukens.
Mm-hmm.
Very happy with his performance. Nick did a great job. He proves, that one's thrown away as Hoffman will listen. He proves that, again, the depth of Colorado, anybody could step up. Next man up. Talked about that with Tyler Doherty not too long ago, and Tito, he's saying it's kind of scary. Because there's like 3 guys behind you that are ready to take your spot. 17.9 seconds remaining as we'll get a whistle. I don't know.
Looks like it came from this official up here at the top, but it's going to stay with Colorado ball, so not sure what the whistle was for.
And the Buffs look like they'll be able to clear this one up the field, and that'll probably do it. As Richard will get across. 3 seconds.
Yeah, and that's right there. You don't want to see that. You just should carry that ball out. That's a situation where you have a huge lead, 6 seconds left. There's no reason to try to force that one in front to take a shot. So glad that one was intercepted in that regard.
We got to get off the air, but that'll do it. Along Derek and Tanner, I'm Joe. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back on Tuesday at 7 p.m. along to broadcast the game against Arizona State.
Smoothly said,
yeah.
Yep.
Words.
Okay. That's all we got from Boulder. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Okay.